For communicating. It's time for communicating. Yes, I'm Jackson 360. I'm your platform partner, your hustling homie. And we're going to tell you about how you can take your goals in your life to the next level. Yes, I am the author of the Shut Up and Hustle series. And what we're going to talk about right now is how you can begin to make more progress in whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay, what we do is we make people better, either from the mindset, from an emotional standpoint, or if it's something spiritual, just so that you can be able to grow yourself and grow your business. So let's get into it. First of all, my question to you is this. I know you're a dreamer. I know you want to make things happen. But when it comes to your goals, whatever those goals are, you're trying to get into real estate, you want to go back to school, you want to start up a new business, whatever it may be, you want to do something creative, you want to take a trip, whatever these things are you want to do, many people are probably stagnant. They're procrastinating. When you have these goals, if you have them, and I know you have them, my question to you, are you interested in making and getting your goals, or are you committed? Because it's a difference between curious and serious. Curious is I'm gonna look a little bit into it, and then I'm gonna do it when it's convenient, and then I might make some excuses, and I'm really not gonna do it until see it to the end. Serious is, you know what? It doesn't matter if I got the money, the information. I'm making a decision to do it, and I'm gonna get this thing done. Period, regardless on what I have to do. Let's go. That's the serious person. If I gotta pay some money, if I gotta work some extra hours, whatever, I'm gonna figure that way. The key is not just about goal setting, but it's about goal achieving. How do you make this thing happen? And not just by forcing, but how do you do things where you can kind of magnetize success to you? You can attract the right people, you attract the right situations. This is what we're going to get into. Now, in order to make more progress, we gotta get away from perfection. Get away from that. In fact, get away from trying to be perfect. Get away from trying to make things right. Every person that you ever meet that has some success in their life, they will tell you that they made a lot of mistakes before they got things right. And they weren't afraid to make mistakes. The problem is most people that are broke, they can't afford to make mistakes in their mind because they're broke. They're always working. They got to pay bills. I can't afford to take the risk. Let me tell you something. If you think like that, you cannot afford not to take the risk. Okay? The most expensive thing you can have is a closed mind. So I want you to open your mind and let's talk about how you can overcome procrastination and make things happen. Now, first and foremost, what is procrastination? A lot of people don't know what procrastination even is. And I talk about this in my book, page 62 in the Shut Up and Hustle book. Again, it's Dr. Jackson 360, link in the description. I got a chapter, it's called Poisonous Procrastination. Now, procrastination, it's not what people think. A lot of times people think procrastination is just being lazy, like you just don't do anything. That's not true. Procrastinators are actually very busy people. Procrastinators is a person that they just avoid doing whatever the most important thing and they find other things to do instead. Right? That's how you're a procrastinator. Most procrastinators are actually very busy people. When you talk to them, they always got something going on. They always got something going on. I'm working on this, I'm working on that, but you never see the actual results. So I want you to know you could be a procrastinator. Now, why do most people procrastinate? Why do most people struggle with goals? I'm going to tell you, and I talk about this in my book. It's usually three primary reasons. Usually three primary reasons where people are struggling with procrastination or their goals. The first reason is one, you got bad organizational skills. You really don't know how to organize. You don't understand how to plan a day out. You don't understand how to prepare yourself maybe the night before so that you can work on a schedule. And we'll talk about that. So that's the first thing, bad organizational skills. Two is you're probably just not emotionally invested in really winning, right? You're probably just bored at whatever your goals are. If your goals are boring to you, you're not going to achieve it. And usually a boring goal, a lot of times, is something that you're only doing it because of money. And I've been there before. I've chased things. I've had over 30 different businesses that I did just because of money. And guess what? I was bored. I wasn't excited because money does not spark most people. Even though money is fun, you can make a lot of money, you get bored. So you got to find a deeper reason why. This is why it's important to work on your passion, work in places where you can actually give, use your skills, and something that's really a God-given gift and talent that's in alignment with who you really are. So this is very, very important that you want to make what you're doing interesting. Okay? Follow interesting things. Become an interesting person. Success is about who you become. All right, not just what you get. The third thing is you may have some self-esteem issues. If you're procrastinating, this is what people don't talk about. Procrastination a lot of times comes from self-esteem. It's people that believe they're not worthy of success. Yeah, I said it. People think they're not worthy. A lot of times people really they'll act like they're worthy. Let me show you how procrastination will show up in your life. And people that think they're not really worthy of success, how that ends up showing in their life. A lot of times it'll show up as self-sabotage, right? It'll show up by you trying to be overly perfect. And then that's just another reason to delay you getting stuff done. You put a lot of other tasks in front of the most important task. Like if you know a big task is, let's say, is to write a book, for example. This is the major thing you want to do. Instead of doing that, the first thing you wake up in the morning, you do other little things that really don't matter. You wake up and you say, okay, all right, first, let me make sure let me go to the post office, drop something off. Oh, you know what? Let me look on my phone, check my Instagram really quick. You know what? Let me grab some coffee real quick. All of those things that are much minor in comparison to the book, you put the book off last. And now you've had a big goal on your to-do list for weeks now, and you still haven't gotten to it. Let me tell you something. When you put those big goals on your week, every single day, you need to be scratching stuff off. Every day. Now, you might be the person that if you got self-esteem issues, that's a whole nother conversation. Now we got to work on really building up your confidence and doing things so you can realize that you deserve to succeed. Right? You deserve it. And a lot of this is your own mental belief in yourself. A lot of times you may have done things in the past that make you feel like you're a bad person. Subconsciously, you feel like you don't deserve to win because maybe you don't spend enough time with your kids or spend enough time with your family, or maybe you feel like you're a selfish person. And so now, because you deep down think of that, now you purposely find ways to procrastinate, unintentionally, should I say. And so now you got to work on your self-esteem. And so we'll talk other videos where we talk about how to build that self-esteem and things like that. But let's get into some solutions. So first of all, if you want to overcome procrastination, first step is you got to recognize that you're doing something wrong. If you don't admit that you're doing something wrong and you don't recognize what you're doing wrong, it's hard to fix it. So you got to recognize that. And so again, I talked about one thing that you could be doing wrong is you're filling up your schedule with a bunch of low priority tasks. All right. And you're not finishing and doing the most important thing. That's one thing you may be doing wrong. Second is, again, you're leaving items on your to-do list. If this is what you're doing for too long, you need to be aware, like, this is what I'm doing and why am I doing this? Because what gets recorded gets rewarded. So you need to be aware of what you're doing wrong. 3, you're probably not making decisions fast enough. Right? You're probably that person that's trying to be perfect. You don't want to make the wrong decision. You feel like you're afraid to invest your money because you don't want to lose your money. Let me tell you something. That money currency is energy. It's going to come and go. The more that you break up energy, the more and more money is going to come and go. So the end of the day, you got to be comfortable with making decisions. That's a part of being a boss. It's a part of taking life to the next level. So you got to recognize, are you not making decisions fast enough? People that procrastinate on making decisions too long are people that definitely don't. They're afraid. There's a fear there that you got to accomplish because you never win like that. You start high priority events and you end up being on the phone. You wait until you get into the right mood. Now, I want to talk about that last one. How do you begin to master your mood? Now, I got a lot of that in this book. There's so much that you can do, from taking showers, and you make sure that the last minute is ice cold water for the last minute of your hot shower, to making sure that you're exercising more, that you're eating right, you're doing some form of meditation. You have an accountability partner, people that are checking up on you every few hours, maybe an accountability worksheet. We talk about all of this in the book too, and we give you instructions on how to do this. But you have to do things to know how to master your mood. Is there a certain movie or music that you need to watch while you're working? And typically, really, a lot of times you really don't want to have a movie playing while you're working, because now that's a distraction. But for some people, you may need some music in the background. That's going to get you excited and get you in the mood. So you got to know how to train yourself and prime yourself to succeed. Do you need to start doing things on a daily basis to take control of your mind and your body, about walking or something every single day, doing breathing exercises? You got to start mastering your mood. These things are extremely important. If you want to know more details about a lot of this, again, get my book. Get my book. Follow the channel. This is Shut Up and Hustle by Dr. Jackson 360. The link's in the description. Follow this channel as well. I don't know where you're watching this, But we got the Shut Up and Hustle channel on YouTube. We also got the Dr. Jackson 360 channel on YouTube, Instagram. Just follow us, period, because we're constantly giving out free content and really helping people. We got the online school and courses as well. And we want to help you. If you probably be feeling overwhelmed, you might feel like this is a lot of information. And we want to help you with breaking this stuff down so that you're not overwhelmed. So we want to take this thing one day at a time. We want you to find one thing in here that you can apply today, inch by inch. Anything is a cinch. I am Jackson 360. I'm your hustling homie and your platform partner. Subscribe, and I'll see you.